Hey everybody, welcome to summertime and welcome to another episode of the Garden Girl. Well, I told you we were going to be back out here. So if you didn't catch last week's episode, I'm going to reintroduce you. This is Tammy.
Hello.
She runs Helwigs Nursery and Farm out here. And it's just such a neat place. I have a feeling I'm going to be out here quite a bit. Tammy, where are you located?
I am located, I'll give you my address. It's 1371 Michael Lane, Zor, Ohio. Right past the high school, first right, go up the hill.
It's beautiful out here. It is gorgeous. And I know you do everything by appointment only. She's not a retail stop. This ain't Walmart, people. No. So you need to call her if you'd like to come out and get any of these plants that we covered last week and that we're going to be covering this week. How can they get a hold of you? What's your best contact number?
The best contact number would be my telephone, my cell phone. And I don't carry it all the time, but I do check my messages. If you text, that's the absolute best. My telephone number is 330-432-5609. And I do take texts. I do take phone calls. Please leave a message if you don't get me. I will lose my phone out in all these posies. So
I was going to say, she's probably out here in the garden. If she's anything like me at work, I do not keep my cell phone on me. Water, mud, it gets down in your battery charging slot, you are done. So yeah, I'm with you. I don't carry it. I've busted enough phones over the years. So what we're gonna, and Facebook. You can look up Helwigs Nursery on Helwigs Family Nursery on Facebook. So give her a like, and you can even message her from there. Yes. I know today what we're gonna cover is we're gonna go into some of the other things that Tammy grows out here. Things being plants. Sorry, I called them things. Whether they're woodies, perennials. Herbs even, if we have any here. I think I'm seeing a couple.
Yeah, we got some apple mint.
Yeah. So we're going to go into that. And we also have a project for you guys. So, and you need to really pay close attention because this is going to tear into our fall contest. We finally have our very first project. So stay tuned, grab your pen and paper, and we will be right back on this beautiful day.
WJER and TV2 would like to introduce you to a new website, WJERTV2.com, where you can watch exciting high school football, soccer, and volleyball replays from TV2 Sports on your home computer, smartphone, or tablet. Also watch the latest episodes of TV2's original programming, Sports Talk, The Garden Girl, The Not So Shy Chef, Off the Record, and Medical Minutes, as well as catch up on local community news and search for local businesses. So make sure to check out the new WJERTV2.com community website where everything's local.
Today's Senior Magazine is a new monthly publication in our area. It's designed specifically for seniors and provides important information about health, travel, pets, senior living, aging, retirement, fitness, gardening, and so much more. Today's Senior Magazine can be found throughout Stark County and different business locations. Make sure you pick up your free copy of today's Senior Magazine. And if you're in business needing to reach the senior markets, please contact your local advertising consultant at 330-371-0356.
As a parent, we always want what's best for our child. In the case of one child, it may be going off to college. In another case, staying home and going to college. And yet, in other cases, it could be going right into the workforce. But how will they have the skills to do that? Buckeye Career Center has been the answer for one of our daughters. She's learning to do things with her hands that are going to be very valuable for her in the workplace. And we're excited we have Buckeye to thank for that.
Adults who return to Buckeye Career Center to continue their education usually have one goal in mind. They want the opportunity for a better job. The fact is, adult education programs at Buckeye Career Center are less expensive and provide greater opportunities for job placement following graduation. It's your future. Get the facts. Buckeye Career Center. We put people to work. Find out more about your future at buckeyecareercenter.org.
Well, hello, we are back, and we are still out here at Helwigs, and I am really excited because behind me we have a lot of neat perennials that she grows out here. Tammy, what are some of the, I know you really like your dailies and you're into them, but you do grow and sell a lot of other good perennials. What are some of the steady eddies that are great for the beginner gardeners that, you know, just don't give them a lot of trouble? This is what we've been trying to highlight this year. I have seen a shift. We have a lot more vegetable gardeners and a lot more people planting perennials. So I really wanted to dive in a lot this season on perennials and some really good choices for people. What are some of the really good sun perennial steady eddies that would be great for the beginning gardener?
You know, I think one of the main ones is the Pontinellas, and I'm not sure if I pronounce all these right, so if you know the correct pronunciation, feel free to tell me. But they bloom from spring to fall, and I have actually been doing cuttings off of this pretty pink one. So it's kind of whacked up in the back. It will just, if I want to reshape it, it'll put out new wood. That new wood is going to produce another flower, so you're not going to hurt it at all by trimming it up if it needs it. And that's one thing with landscaping plants. I say trim it when it needs it. You know, some people say it has to be dormant, this and that. Very few plants have to be dormant to trim it. If it needs it, trim it.
Well, in the potentilla, that doesn't get very big.
No.
That stays a little, I like it because it stays a little more, because so many times people will get 9-bark, which 9-bark's gorgeous. I love it.
And I
But
propagate that also.
do you?
Mhm.
See, and they're gorgeous, but boy, you better look at that tag because some of them get pretty big. And some of these perennials do too. I know behind us we have some bee balm.
Yes.
What's the nice stuff about bee balm?
Well, it helps feed our bees, which we have a bee problem. They love it. That's for one. But it just adds beautiful color. You can find bee balm in like hot pinks, gorgeous reds, and then your standby purples. And it just really is a taller plant. I mean, sometimes, if it likes where it's at, it can get as tall as me. I'm around 5 foot. But, I mean, typically it's about, 3.5, 4 feet tall. The butterflies love it too, and that's really a plus. The hummingbirds will come in for it also. And it smells. I mean, your grandkids or, it smells a little lemony.
It does. It has a great smell.
People use it for teas also.
Do they really?
I'm not an expert on it, but I've read they use it for teas.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But it is considered an herb.
Yep. Now another one behind us here, and I'm very partial to these. I like them. It's just what you see a lot at my house.
Rudbeckias.
This is rudbeckias, and I love them. Do you feel they're easy?
They are easy. They're carefree. They bloom from now. They're just starting to bloom. These are very young. They're going to get, this tall, bush out, be great, beautiful summer color. And they work really nice with the daylilies too. And you have very, very, very easy care gardens.
Sun. They like rudbeckias. Will handle that sun if you've got it. And the goldstroms, which are the steady eddies that you see everywhere, they'll tolerate that clay soil. I mean, I always stress to amend the soil, but rudbeckias are pretty darn good. Some of the newer varieties can be a little touchy, I would say, but it's because they're newer varieties, I think. But a lot of the older ones, oh my gosh, you throw them somewhere and they're just going crazy. Another one, and you guys are going to notice here too, I'm picking these up. Now, now, you guys, when you go to garden centers or stores, when you see spireas, you're seeing them at approximately 2 foot tall. When they get shipped down from the different growers, they're already usually 2 foot tall, sometimes even bigger. This is a baby, and this is where the last segment that you don't want to miss and the fall contest is going to come into play. How old is this guy?
This was actually rooted last fall, and it was overwintered just as a little twig in a bucket of sand, basically. And I transplanted it probably about 2 weeks ago, and it really was not much to it. I trimmed it before it would start to branch, and now it's starting to take off.
So this is a very baby version. However, spirea is another shrub. You either love it or hate it, but it does do well around here. Boy, I wish it bloomed longer, or they'd come out with a reblooming.
It helps a little bit.
Yeah, you can get, you can sometimes get them to rebloom again. I've seen it happen.
Sporadically.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think? I'd say 4 to 6 hours at least.
Yeah. And butterflies, again, they love it.
Good. See, and you get into stuff that the butterflies and the bees like. I do as well. I think you got to try to help out as much as possible with the pollination problem. Another one that I want to pull here.
Oh.
What's this pretty guy? Because he smells great.
This is an apple. Excuse me, an apple mint, and it's kind of like on the line of the lemon balm, but it's an apple minty
Easy
taste. Yeah, it's very easy. Any plants from the mint family, if you want it in your garden, you really should sink your pot. They do like to be a little aggressive, but they're great for teas. They have medical properties, which I'm not going to get into. Some of you that are really into the medical properties of herbs, you can look that up. Even this is good on lamb to add a apple minty. You can, chop it up, dry it, use it fresh on some of your, pork roast, and it just adds a little bit different flavor. Mix it with a little vinegar and sugar and whatever.
See, we're trying to get dual purpose. Yeah, and it's all about having some dual purpose on stuff. Last but not least, I'm going to pick this up. Now, This is something that I'm sure you see at a lot of the doctor's offices and everything else. Tammy, what is this?
This is a Japanese maple seedling. It has not yet been grafted, but it still is interesting. It's got the red leaves. It's got a little bit of green in it. But this was grown from seeds, and this is the start to if you are going to go into grafting, or if you just want a nice red tree. The seedlings will get about 20 feet. They're not the little dwarfs. The little dwarfs are they're grafted plants, and the reason they're grafted is because they won't live on their own root systems in this climate. Most of the Japanese maples have been found in Japan. They just aren't. They may only have found one, and the root systems were weak, so they started grafting them on the strong guys. This is the strong guys, and I am getting into grafting a bit, but I do sell the seedlings. A lot of people like them for a nice shade tree because they are a very pretty tree on their own.
And we are, now, I know you're thinking grafting. What the heck is we are going to, I'm not even going to touch, me and Tammy are not going to touch this subject right now. I've done it at school in the propagation class. Tammy does it. This is something that we're going to get into either at the end of this season or maybe at the beginning of next season once we get you guys through this first project. So as I said, we're going to keep getting more advanced here. Everybody's going to go from a light green thumb to a dark green thumb. So when we come back, get ready, because we are going to do the project, and we're going to go into some really advanced, neat stuff that even you beginner gardeners, swear to God, you'll feel like a botanist when you're all said and done with this. You will be, you can do it. It's easy. So stay tuned. We'll be right back on this beautiful day.
Well, I woke up to the sound of silence and cars. We're cutting like knives in a fist fight. And I found you with a tear in your eye, your head in the curtains and heart like the 4th of July.
You swore and said, we are not shining stars. This I know, I never said we are.
If you're lost and alone, or you're sinking like a stone, carry on. May your
Hi, I'm 1450 WJER's Bill Morgan, inviting you to join me on television Wednesday evenings at 7 and Friday afternoons at 5 for TV2 Sports Talk. Sports Talk is your weekly look inside high school football, volleyball, soccer, and more. Look for guest appearances from your favorite area coaches and players. TV2 Sports Talk, Wednesday evenings at 7 and Friday afternoons at 5 on DMG Channel 2 on Time Warner Cable.
At Bear Carpet One, we're more interested in hearing about your needs than talking about our achievements. Here you will find the best selection of floor covering in the region. Currently we are featuring Lee's Carpet. They have been producing carpet since 1846 and still offer the same quality that has made them famous. Visit our storefront located in Sugar Creek next to McDonald's for our store-wide sale from September 5th through September 13th with special financing. Bear Carpet One, where beautiful is made affordable.
We are back, and I am super excited because I am finally going to get you guys into something that I've been dying to. Like I said, the first season, I just wanted to touch base on things and get everybody comfortable with some things, plants, terminology, you know, the basics. Okay, so this is going to be part of the fall contest. This is going to be the fall contest, and this is going to be what the winner's chosen from. So, and this is also our project. Okay, Tammy. We are going to do, you're going to learn woody and herbaceous cuttings. Now this is something that a lot of people don't do unless you're a grower, you're in college for it, etc. Okay, Tammy, we have two plants in front of us.
Yes, we do.
And Tammy is going to take you through what she does in order to propagate a woody and a herbaceous. Okay, what supplies do we need first off?
Okay, what we need is these cute little dram clippers. These are very nice to use. You can use a pair of scissors. You know, we're working with softwood, something to cut your plants up with. You're not going to hurt it. It likes it.
Right.
And then we need a little bit of rooting hormone. Some plants need it, some of them don't, but neither. If you use it or not, I would suggest using it just because it has a fungicide in it. And you're going to keep this plant a little moister than what it normally is growing in. And you need a little pot with some soil.
What kind of soil?
You know, something that drains really well. It can be sand. If your kid's got a sandbox, go get a little scoop. If you have some potting mix, you know, if you got some mulch that you just put down, I would probably add some just to give it better drainage. You want that water to go in and go out, basically. You don't want it sopping wet because it'll rot your plant. And you need a plant that you want to cut up with. We're going to go with, we're first going to just show you how to do this little apple mint. And this will work with any of the mints, anything that, even the sages, thymes, basil. Okay. Tomato plants, you can do it all. You can do it just this way.
And this is what we call the herbaceous cutting, because this is this is not a woody. This is a herbaceous plant.
Now this will give me a nice little starter plant. What I'm going to do is just take off the lower leaves. And each one of these are a leaf node. It's getting a little soft there, so I'm going to use my clippers. This just helps that the plant is not losing a lot of water as it's trying to grow roots. So we've got a little stick here with a very few leaves. This is what we want. And then you're really supposed to dump a little bit of this in another cup for you to don't.
Because of contamination and disease, you're supposed to keep it separate.
You are.
And I would suggest that, but we're on the fly today, so
yeah. And I use a lot of this. I use one of these containers about a week. This will last you a lifetime.
Right.
It's about $4, $4.50. You can get at Lowe's, Walmart,
We
Menards.
have some. We have the good old Steady Eddie at Hillcrest. We always have that stuff handy.
Miracle Grow carries it. You know, all I'm doing is sticking it in there, knocking the excess off. I'm getting low. I like to take it about to where I'm going to stick it because it does have a fungicide in it. And fungus is the main thing that's going to kill your rooted cutting.
Fungus is the main thing that kills everything, in my opinion, besides, you know, bugs can do a number on stuff and make things ugly, but diseases are what we fight with around here with the humidity and stuff. So it's important. Okay, so now
We're just going to, you know, I'm just taking my finger because we're going to make this really simple. You can use a pencil, stick a hole in there, put your little plant in there, close her up. Now my soil's pretty dry that I grabbed.
so you'd water it in.
So just water it in really, really good. You know, make sure it's absorbing. Stick your finger in there after you water it and make sure it's all nice and damp. And, you know, like tomatoes and all the herbs, you're going to be okay with it just like this. You put it in the shade. You're going to cook it. It's 90 degrees. Put it in the shade. Put it on your porch. Air circulation's good. It's better not to do it in your house. It really is better just to do it outside. Just watch your little plant and water it a couple times a day. Misting is really good. I actually use misting, but it's a professional system. I'm telling you how you can make 1 or 2 plants. So if you just have a little spray bottle handy, you can mist it and you will have a new little plant. Now, we're going to show you something a little more difficult. We're going to go into
And this is a woody cutting.
woody cutting is the same process. Take it in blooms, chop it off. Take off your bottom leaves. Dip in your rooting hormone, shake it off. Didn't bring 2 containers, sorry folks. There we go. Water her in and just spray that. And this is what you'll get in about 2 weeks. A little plant. This is actually a pottanella with tiny little roots. And this is a beauty berry, and it's got roots that you can see a little bit better. They just have a thicker root system.
And you can still see some of the rooting hormone on
Yeah,
there.
there is still some on. Yeah, I didn't even notice that.
Yep.
This just came out of a sand bed. But, you know, your little pots for the home gardener will work. If you feel you don't have enough humidity on it, you can put a little sandwich bag over it. And, you know,
you can.
You can, but you're generally at this time of the year just fine to do your cuttings. Let the air, I think the air circulation's better than.
It keeps the disease, it helps with the disease. Okay, guys. Now, so this is the most advanced thing we went into. This is your fall project. Pick a herbaceous, pick a woody, and propagate it. Because whoever has the most successful propagation come the end of September is going to be our fall winner. And don't forget, you know, it is July. We're running the summer contest. Get those pictures in. Hurry up. Get them in. Pick your favorite and get them in. I hope that you guys had a ball today. And I am just so tickled to be out here. And I'm so tickled to be able to bring this to you. Next week, we've got another mystery episode planned. And it's going to further your horizons. So have fun with the cuttings. I hope you guys are having a ball with it and learning something new. Until next week, take care of them plants.